from the Bullish Bears team. It is June 15th, 5:39 p.m. and I wanted to make a quick, I'm gonna try to keep this to 5 minutes like I did yesterday, video about my short in Hertz. So yesterday, let me pull up, this is today's watch list. I'll post it to Twitter in a moment. Let me pull up yesterday's watch list, which was which is today's watch list, I'm sorry. So Hertz was on my watch list for today. A few other stocks too, MOSY, which I also took a trade on today. But I'm gonna talk about Hertz. Now, this is what happened yesterday. So I'm on Twitter. Follow me, watchotrade. I'm on the Bullish Bears team. Follow us. Just send a request on Facebook. We'll add you to the group, and subscribe to my YouTube page, please. Mad Ass Trader, he's one of the guys I follow on Twitter. He's a super successful trader. He always posts his P&L. He's really cool, answers questions. And yesterday he talked about this. He said, hate to come back from a red day, but after a fat finger on a slow day with no action was the right call to walk after he made a couple of trades. And he did pretty well. He made $1,200 bucks. That's fantastic. Right now, actually he lost $1,200 bucks. Sorry. So what I responded to him, because yesterday, I had that monster short on IAG, and this is what timestamp 6:14, right? Yesterday, 4:50 p.m. I said the monster short opportunity today was IAG, which was on my watch list, and then tomorrow look at Hertz to short at the open, which was today. Okay, so we fast forwarded today, and this is Hertz. Now, why did I say that? Why did I expect Hertz to pull back today? Right? Nobody looks at these stocks but me. It's crazy, but this is what happened. So over the last this is the 5-day, 15-minute chart. So this stock, right, was at like $9, $9.30 5 days ago, and it came all the way back down on June 13th. It was at $8.65, and then look, over the last 2 days, it had 2 green days. It just gapped up. Now, if I look at the yearly chart, just pull up the yearly chart just so you see. All right, it had these 2 green days, so you gotta expect that it's gonna pull back. Now, you don't know, again, you never know how much it's gonna pull back, but you're gonna get some wash. Maybe you get a small wash and then a continuation up. But when you look at Hertz, it usually doesn't have more than 2 green days. You see, it has 1 and pulls back, or 2. All right, that's what it's been consistently doing. So, very simply, right, market opens, okay? Market opens. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't get in at work because there's a firewall today. Sometimes I get in and sometimes I can't, which impacts my trading. So I had to do all this from my mobile app. So the market opens, and here it goes. So it starts gapping up, and it gaps up to right there. This is the previous day's close price. Okay, so when it goes above that, sort of a bullish sign. But it doesn't guarantee that a stock is going to rip. I felt like there was going to be a pullback one way or another. It could have gapped up for a while and then pulled back. But it didn't today. So it sort of gaps up here. And right here, this is where I shorted. So I took my first short here at like, I don't know, I think it was like 10.26 I got in. And the stock, started gapping back down, and it popped VWAC, and then it came back up. Now, normally I probably would have waited a little longer, but because of my phone, it's just very hard to kind of get a sense of how things are going to work. But it starts gapping up, and it went up to about 10.36, and right here I covered. So I covered. I had like 1,000 shares. I took a $100 loss. But I was like, I'm getting back in this because I know that this thing is going to collapse. I just, it was just hard to measure because I was literally doing this on my phone, and I was on the phone while I was on my cell phone, and I'm trying to make the trade. It's crazy, but I've gotten pretty good at this. So at this point, this is the high day, right? And I noticed that on the phone. So I'm like, all right, if this forms a lower high, I'm in. So it gaps down, it pops back up here, and it didn't break that 1040, so it sort of like double topped, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna take another shot at this, and I got executed right in here, 1030. I took a short, all right, 1,000 shares, and collapse city. This thing just collapsed. It came down, broke below all the exponential moving averages. So this is the 9, this is the 20, this is VWAP, and it just came all the way down, found its support here, formed this lower high here. So you could have took another short entry here. I had one of my buddies from the group on texting. I was walking him through this, and I told him this is gonna break below 10 today, trust me. And he wasn't sure. He'd take another trade, and sure enough, this thing freaking collapsed. I actually covered, I want to say this thing started collapsing, and I covered like right in here. And the only reason why is because I had to get, I made like a little over 200 bucks. So I had to, do work. So I couldn't watch it, but Jesus Christ. I mean, this thing completely washed all day, just like I expected it to. And for the right circumstances, I would have just watched this. I probably would have held this overnight. This thing is gapping all the way down to 955. Now, what you should do is, so it was the right call. What you should do is, you look at the chart and you say, okay, so it's gapped down here. What's its next support level? So it broke. This looked like it was its previous support level, 964. It's below it. It's at right now. It's at what, 955. So you want to see what the next support level is before 955, and it looks like this is the next support level, which is 920. So what I would be looking at to see if tomorrow, if this continue to sell off, and if it touches that 920 mark. So like what you could do is you could put your price line here, your trend line, and see if it continues to collapse and it starts bouncing. You can risk the 920 to see how much continuation you get upside back up. But that was my trade on this. The other trade I took today was on MOSY. Let me go here to the 1 minute chart. And so what happened was, the reason why I got in, so I know this popped up on my scanner, and I was able, by the afternoon, I was able to actually get through the firewall. And this was on my scanner. This actually appeared on my dip buy scanner. Actually, no, it was in my new high scanner. Sorry, and I saw it. That's why I put this little trend line here, and I watched it, and I said, let's see if it goes from red to green. So this is the previous day's close price, and it got in front of it, and then what happened was right here. So this becomes higher day at this point. And what I guess this started consolidating, and then the volume push came in, and I'm just said, once it broke, I actually took a shot at this, risking. I said, I'm gonna take a 2,000 share position, and if it dips below it, I'll stop out. And it just worked to my advantage. I didn't know that this one was gonna rip, and it just ripped. I got executed at like between 190.5. And this thing ripped. Now this is a typical momentum play where it gaps up. Look at this, gaps up, has his run, just broke 2, pulls back, forms his bull flag, gaps up again, has a second push. Now it didn't get all the way to the 9 EMA, but it got pretty close to it. Then it has a second push up, right? Then it pulls back. Now this is nice to the 9 EMA. Then it has his last push, right? Hits the higher day. Forms a low high. You could have reversed in here, and I actually sold right in here. I actually covered right in here. I sold my shares at in the 220 range, so I did very well on that trade as well. So and then it kind of washed, and then it pulled, then it pulls back. So this is like textbook momentum play. Textbook. Generally, you get these two gaps. Remember, you get the gap up, pull back, gap up, pull back, last push, reversal for the wash. And then they had this continuation back up. Tomorrow, it may be in play. I'll definitely be looking to short it. Right now, it's at 205, 214. That's where it closed at. But right now, it seems to be at, let me look at level 2. It's at 205. All right. So those were my 2 plays for today. Tomorrow, let me pull up my watch list just to show you. Tomorrow, what I would probably be looking for the #1 short. Let's see. Let me just do this here. Tomorrow, oops, no, I'm looking at 616. Sorry about that, guys. Let's pull up 616. I'll post my watch list to Twitter. I like shorting. I just, I went long and short today, but I prefer to short. And if I was looking to short, which I think WTW tomorrow, Weight Watchers will be a great short, even though it's expensive, because look how much it gapped up. It went from 26 to 29 bucks. So you gotta expect it to give back something. MOSY I expect to be a good short as well at some point. Doesn't mean it won't gap up, but I just think it's gonna give some back tomorrow. All right, and so let's see what else. NK too. I mean ROX I think will give back some of its shares.